I'm Chris, and I'm a physical therapist licensed in the US, and I decided to try to become a physical therapist in Germany because my mom is half German and I wanted to improve my German. So I found that to be a very difficult process. Basically, I'm making the video that I wish someone had made for me before I started. I'm gonna make a bold promise at the beginning of this video series, because this is gonna be a series of videos that covers everything you need to do. And this is just an introductory video of getting started with the process. But I'm gonna save you probably $2,000 and probably 200 hours with this video series. So if you're interested in saving that much time, keep watching. This is going to be helpful for anyone who wants to work in Germany and is a healthcare professional that makes under around 54,000 euros. If you make more than that, then you're eligible for something called the EU Blue Card, and this video isn't going to apply to you. But if you make less than that, if you will make less than that in Germany, then this video series will be helpful. Occupations that, off the top of my head, make this type of money in Germany include nurses, physical therapists, obviously, occupational therapists, social workers, speech language pathologists, workers like that. It's also important to note that this process that I'm going to describe only applies to people who are not residents in the EU. So now let's get started with the first couple of steps you're going to want to take to put your plan into action. The very first step is figuring out where you want to live in Germany. So I know it might feel like you shouldn't have to know that right now, but that's just how the process works over there. You have to apply to the locality that you want to live in the future. And they are the ones that determine whether or not your certifications are equivalent to their standards. So this is not done through the federal government, it's done through a local government. And the branch of local government that is done through is something called a Landesamt, which is basically like a government office. And typically it's going to be done through the Health Landesamt. So the one in the region that I'm applying to work in, which is Berlin, is called Landesamt für Gesundheit und Soziales. And I went on their website and emailed them, and then they sent me a checklist of tasks that I needed to accomplish to get my physical therapy status deemed equivalent in Germany. And no matter the locality, the process is going to be very similar. So what I'm planning on doing in this video is just going through that checklist that they gave me, which was very extensive, and explaining each step and talking about how it should be done, and also giving my recommended order of steps. Because order is really important because there's so many moving parts to this process. In order to find the information on the Landesamt that might pertain to you, I would recommend Googling Landesamt Bayern if you wanted to move to Bayern, and then also putting the title of your profession in German. That'll get you to a webpage that is probably pretty relevant. And then a lot of the Landesamt websites have like English options too that you can click, and then it'll translate everything, which is immensely helpful. I highly recommend when you're starting out to not only email the Landesamt, but also call them. And that might mean waking up pretty early in the morning so you're on, their time. But I highly recommend it because sometimes the answers that they give via email won't be comprehensive, and the only way to force them to address your specific situation and questions a little bit further is to get them on the phone so you can have a lengthy conversation. The other thing I recommend is working on as many of these things in your homeland as possible before coming to Germany. There are a couple of things that you have to do after you get to Germany, and those are some things that I will go over. The institution that you're working with typically won't inform you of what you basically can't do until you get to Germany, but there are some things that are virtually impossible to accomplish until you're in Germany, but you can submit your application way before that. So I'll go over the things to just not worry about, but it's important that you don't waste hundreds of hours like I did trying to do these really, really impossible things abroad. All right, so that's the introductory video. This should be enough to get you on the right path to getting your specific checklist for your specific region. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.